I came here with my guard up. I don't think I'm gonna leave here with in a relationship.
Can somebody take that shovel away from Sharron before he digs his own grave?
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. We're here to give you guys a review of Sharon and Rhonda in episode 3 once more. We're going to talk about Sharon fumbled the bag. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click that bell button for notification of the uploads, baby. And for those of you who are returnees, you ain't got the minerals. You ain't got the minerals. Alright, let's talk about it. Sharon dropped the bag. Look. I always tell you guys, if you give it enough time, people expose who they truly are. This is why sex cannot be involved in the early days of your relationship. It gives you time to observe and watch people. You understand? And when you're watching people, you can then begin to make sound judgment, wise choices, right? But our generation gets confused thinking that sex is desire and it's the truest want. No, sex is a type of desire, but it's not the fullness of desire. You will not be fulfilled on just sex. You understand? Yeah? You will not be full. It's like sex is like the ice cream. If you eat ice cream every single day, it will not fulfill you. It's not enough nutrients to do so. There are other things that you need to eat, right? So it's the exact same way when it comes to relationships, yeah? And so here what we see with Sharon is this. You know, there was an accusation labelled at Sharon. In fact, before that even, Sharon and Rhonda were on the sofa, but anyway, and they were talking about what they were learning from the lessons, right? And
I think she showed me that I can go a little bit longer than I think. So I think I think that's I got out of it what I was supposed to do.
He said again, he learned, and this is, look, when people joke, you have to be very conscious and watch them. He joked saying, obviously, yeah, what he learned was the fact that, that he can last longer. So we're back to sex again. And when he says that, literally immediately after, Rhonda then comes out and says, you know what, asks him, okay, how long have you gone without sex? And he said he doesn't even know, right? Now, I know this is setting alarm bells in her head. I know in her head she's thinking, what's going on? Because for you not to go for a period of time where you've not had sex kind of shows that you are so intent on sex. Plus, this is a show about sex. Maybe you're actually only here for sex. You understand? Alarm bells ringing. Plus, the first earlier conversation in the early hours in the morning. Now, when she's sitting there, she then asks him and says to him, look, she takes the first step and says, look, do you know what? I'm actually liking you. And that's what I loved about Rhonda, because when she did this, what she didn't realize is that she set the timer off.
Genuinely like you. And I genuinely want to get to know you.
Right? She set the time bomb off. There was only a matter of time before the bomb went off. And I always say it, P-E-W, your position is I like you, right? And your expectation from that, which we're going to see later on when she has a discussion with him, is coming, yeah? And the want of him can let you know where you stand, right? Cool. So as they're talking on things, she also says, I like you. And then he goes, I'm liking you too. It's a case of, for him though, he's just a little bit apprehensive, right? He's not going into it straight away. And that's the key thing. When you say, obviously, I like you, and then the person's like, I'm not really sure, or they're not showing that confidence, in fact, they like you too, you got to start preparing for the worst. And the reason why I say that is because the person's not there. You didn't say, I love you. You said, I like you. Like, how long does it take for someone to like somebody? We all like someone we can like someone from the very beginning. Do you understand? So liking you is never really a big deal. Do you know what I mean? So when a person is not sure they like you, brother, my God, you got to get it to run. And then she obviously says as well, like, she doesn't want to mess things up, which she reiterated what she said in the beginning. She doesn't want to mess things up. And this is very, very key, because sex can do that. It confuses us. And so what she's trying to do is trying to get to a place where sex is not the predominant language, right? So that we can speak the same language and have a good, meaningful connection. Do you understand? Because that's what she wants. And then later on, we see that Sharon fumbles the bag. Because when they're at the fireplace, pressure is added onto Sharon, which then he comes out. It's so mad how he came out of it, because it was unprovoked,
Turn to the dressing room last night.
I don't need to do anything sexual to validate a relationship.
Nobody asked Sharon, are you still wanting Rhonda? Do you want Rhonda in a relationship? Nobody asked any of those questions. They just said, did you and Sharon go and do something? And it's like, I don't need sex to validate my relationship. Whoa, bro, what? If you don't need sex to validate your relationship, so why are you trying to get Rhonda to have sex with you then? I'm not saying that's what you're trying to do, like trying to make you validate your relationship, but nobody said anything about validation of a relationship. We just said that you snuck off. You see, so see that wound, yeah? See how it's making him look mad? See how when a wound, when the pressure's applied to a wound, how we'll react. We look mad, and that's exactly what's going on. And what we've done though is normalize violence. And when I'm talking about that, I mean in the sense of abusive behavior, in terms of the fact that when we abuse our own bodies and say, oh, you know what, I like sex. No, we do like sex. But you begin to abuse a body where you're you're letting anybody have your body, male and females. And so Sharon's here remonstrating, saying, you know, I don't even know if I want a relationship. I don't even know if I'll even find love on this island. And you can see Rhonda's face like, whoa. We just discussed this earlier on. And so basically he's literally nuked her in front of everybody. Disrespected her basically. All because he wanted to prove that he didn't do anything. That should let you know the kind of wounds that this guy has. And that should let you know to stay away from him. Because it's not the type of guy who's ready for a relationship. Yeah? And girls, stop giving your body away. No, Roswell, stop giving your body away. He hasn't committed. You see how Rhonda took her time and hasn't committed? If you don't commit, these guys they've got to do another game. And I just kind of watched Rhonda, how she was dealing with him, because she really was intently focused on Sharon. She never really took her eyes off him. She made sure that she kept this, you know, an endearing, loving kind of look on her face as she was trying to listen to him. And because she was so, because she didn't accuse him at the table, because she could have come with accusements, you know what I mean? By saying, what the frick happened at the table? Like, what's wrong with you? But she said, why are you upset? She went straight to the point. And this
Why are you so upset? Like, seriously.
This is where it's very key to have good critical analysis skills, and when you want to get some certain answers, asking the right questions. She went straight to the point. She said, hey, what's made you so upset? She didn't go, why would you say that you want a relationship with me? Da, da, da. And that's surface. You see, that's surface. No, you're correct to hear that, right? But you're only hearing surface. You're not going below the surface, and therefore you're going to get a surface answer. But why are you telling her? And he wouldn't explain it. But when she said, what's made you upset? And if you look at him, he was intensely boring his eyes into her, right? Because she was giving him intense look as well. So now they're connecting on this level. And because she's looking at him so deeply, it's unraveling his nakedness. You understand? And now he's having to look at her. He's having to be exposed. He's having to be naked. He can't lie. Because obviously he's not that much of a dickhead. He wants to be open and honest with somebody, but you know, relationship may be a bit too far for him. So he's now focused on her, and they're focused on each other. Then obviously he looks
Upset. Like, seriously.
when she asked him, why are you so upset? That was his reaction. He locked his lips, he folded his arms, and then he looked down, right? To say, hey, do you know what? Damn, I'm gonna have to answer this question now. And then, you know, she then further goes on to say, look, you got this wall up. And then he breathes heavy, and then he struggles to kind of open up himself to her. You know, and these are things that are happening. People are struggling to open up to, and that's what I keep saying to you. It's easy for Sharon to get into bed, isn't it? Mr. Sex Icon. It's easy, isn't it? It's a language that you speak, bro. You're happy to get naked with your clothes, bro. But when it comes to your mind, it's not as easy. This is what I'm trying to say to you, that intimacy is not necessarily just sex. And if you can't get past just sex, you are not going to flourish in a relationship. You will keep yourself in a cycle. And these men do not care. They're happy to abuse their bodies and abuse yours. As long as they get what they want, which is the high, the drug that they're getting from sex. That adrenaline rush, that dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. They want it. She, you know, gave great eye contact, and then she had a hand over her ear, right? And then, you know, she literally, there was a small twerk of a like small twitch of her lips into almost a smile when he began to mention, you know, that he had been hurt in the past.
Scar from my past that is just like, I don't give people opportunities.
Okay.
So the moment that he mentioned he had been betrayed in the past, it was like for her, she was making leeway, she was making headway. Finally, I'm getting some truth from you. Finally, I'm getting something from you. And you see him kind of release the tension a little bit, right? And then, you know, he obviously, as he admits, he has trust issues. We see a cutscene where he says, you know what, his heart keeps reminding him of the past. And this is the point. Guys who have commitment issues have past issues. They have past issues. They have past issues. And, you know, she had to remind him that, hey, look, you've been hurt once. I've been hurt 3 times. But I know how to rebuild. And that's the problem with men. They're not the strongest sex. Physically they are, but emotionally they are weak. And it's because we don't train on that part of the mind.
I've been hurt 3 times. You've been hurt once.
Yeah,
so I know her and you know her. I understand.
We're told that boys will be boys. Men be men, right? We're told that, listen, a man likes what he wants, you know, if he wants sex, that's it. Like he said it on, you know, men need sex. No, we don't necessarily need sex. What we need is to actually focus on the fact that we need to build emotional connections, right? To stop us from going into, to exploding, you know? And so we see that here, that he's struggling to get past the heart pains, what he's seen in the past. And that's very, very key, because that's what's going to cause, that's what's going to hold him back from experiencing the memories that he said. You know, he said he wanted the memories, yeah? This is the motherfucking memories you're talking about, bro. This is what you need. This is the memories. You understand? And then, you know, when she said, obviously, this is interesting, because she then literally leans in as she explains, says, listen, look, if I didn't know how to rebuild, and I was like, whoa, I was like, you see, this is what black women go through a lot of times. They have to constantly rebuild from stupid guys, rubbish guys, crap guys that just want sex, guys that just want to use them, guys want to just abuse them. They're consistently having to rebuild. And what she's saying is that, listen, basically man up. Like, bro, you know what? You're shook of a little commitment, yeah? But I've done this 3 times. I've had to rebuild myself 3 times for being crushed. And you're talking about 1 time. And even then she was like, look, you know, we've both been crushed. So understand that we're both trying to move together. Do you understand? Like, but he's not gonna do that, because until he finds strength to face his demons, which is that he may feel like he's insignificant. He may feel like he was not good enough. He may feel like he's devalued. He may feel like, do you know what, all the time that he was with that girl, it was a lie, right? And what happens is when people betray you in emotional affairs and sexual affairs, right? What you feel like is that you're not good enough anymore. And so what he's doing out in the world, being a sex icon, is about proving that he's still good enough. Bro, you're hurt, bro. You need to simmer down. Simmer down. And then, you know what? I realize as well, look, he's not that he can't open up. He doesn't want to open up. He's enjoying this power play. He's enjoying when women have to surrender to him. He's enjoying when he is inflicting, and I put this in quote comments, inflicting pain. Because not necessarily he thinks he's inflicting pain, but when he's getting what he wants, and so long as he's not hurting someone like by lying about being in a relationship or whatever, but what he doesn't realize is as he has sex, it's always coming with expectation. So you're never free. Man, I'm telling you guys, yeah? I called this from the very first episode. Didn't I tell you that? Go and watch my reviews. I called it from the very first episode. Sex ain't free, guys. Sex ain't free. Alright? Yeah? All the little intimate touches she was doing with him on the bed, trying to touch his chest, trying to touch his, his beard, all of that was happening again. All of that was physical intimacy, what she wants. Just like when she was in the bedroom with him early in the morning. Physical intimacy, she was sitting on his lap. It's not that she wants sex. She wants you, bro. Anyway, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. Think before you do. Don't do before you think. I should be thinking about what you got to do. Appreciate you guys. More love.